Hey yo, what is up? I'm back after 1 week of playing around with the ESPTIGER Tangdao SR, and I'm gonna complete my 1 week review for you guys. Now this pad is $50 shipped from Mac Keys. If you're interested to get it, I'll leave a link for you guys below. This is of course another artisan clone. This is going to be an artisan 0 clone, except it is going to be a lot faster than an artisan 0, and it does not have a scratchy sound when you are swiping across it like an artisan 0 die that I have. So we'll cover some of the things that I want to cover. We'll talk about the packaging, the color, the build quality, the surface speed, and value for money. So let's get right to it. The packaging, I think I showed you in the unbox video. It's flat packed. There's an exterior cardboard box that it ships in. Inside the cardboard box there's a black box embossed with a ribbon, you know, the ESPTIGER branding. Inside the black box is your pad, and then there's another protective white cardboard and a plastic sleeve to store your pad, you know, when you don't want to use it or something. So the packaging is kind of like over the top. I prefer the simplicity of an artisan. Artisan is just cardboard and your pad is inside. Pull it out, yank it out, and you're good to go. I prefer that because you're not going to keep most of the packaging. You might keep the plastic sleeve, that might come in handy, but the rest of it just goes into the bin. So I think it's kind of unnecessary. Very beautiful, but I prefer, you know, if they could save $3 off, you know, off the overall price, I think that would be better for the customers. Now, as for the color, you can see for yourself, this is a very vibrant blue. There is an orange and a purple as well. If I'm being honest, this is a lot better than the dye orange from Artisan. Maybe it's even more vibrant than the red, the Artisan red. But of course, the Artisan red isn't a vibrant red, it is a wine red. And I do appreciate that red, to be honest with you. I like that red very much. It is not too bright, but it is red enough to make it very attractive. So I gotta give props to Artisan for that really nice color. Let's be real, right? Everyone here in the mouse market is trying to knock Artisan off the throne, and if anyone can do it, it's going to be ESPTIGER if they can get their act together. The problem is right now they have so many choices. How do you even choose a pad from ESPTIGER? You have to try out so many pads before you settle on one. So, you know, even reviewers, they want to make videos on ESPTIGER. What are you going to do? You're going to buy 30 pads to try them all out? It's just not feasible. If you're reviewing artisan pads, you just pick out 3, 4, 5 pads and you're done. You're good to go. But with ESPTIGER, it's really hard for reviewers and for people to make videos about them just because of the sheer quantity. Now let's move on with the build quality. The thickness of this pad is 4 millimeters. The base is rubber, but it's not really a traditional rubber. I would say this base is semi-pour-on, if that makes any sense. It's more airy. It's more on the airy side of a rubber base. You know how rubber base pads are usually heavy and thick. This one is on the lighter side. It's a very light pad for a rubber base. It's heavier than your artisan pad. Of course, artisan pads are pour-on, so they are very light, surprisingly light, to be honest. But this is kind of like in between a pour-on base and a rubber base. It's very airy. I would say an Aqua Control Plus, an IKEA, an Xtrify, and Odin Infinity are what I would consider a regular regular rubber base that's, you know, hard and solid and heavy. So the ESPTIGER Tangdao SR has a much, you know, much softer feel to it. It's kind of like a soft slash mid artisan, not squishy but not hard and solid like the regular rubber bases, if that makes sense. So now let's next subject I want to talk about is the surface and the speed. Now this is marketed as a control pad, but it has the same weave as the Artisan Zero, you know, like the crosshatch, well, the cross shape, but it is not scratchy. It does not have the scratchy sound like an Artisan Zero. It's much faster than the Artisan Zero, and it's even more faster than Hayate Otsu. If I was to do this spin test, you know, I would easily spin this mouse 2 circles. I can't really do it right now because there is a what do you call that? There is a pole here. There, the camera is in the way, so I'm afraid of knocking it over. So I'm not so aggressive. But normally, if I did a spin test with this mouse, I could easily do 2 circles, no problem. On the Hayate Otsu Artisan, this would be 1.5 circles max, or 1 and 3/4 circles. So I feel this ESPTIGER Tangdao SR is a lot quicker than a Zero for sure, and a little bit quicker than a Hayate Otsu. It is just as fast or faster than a Hien. I have a Hien clone, which is the Odin Infinity, and I would dare say that this is just as quick as a Raiden. I have a Raiden clone, which is the ESPTIGER, what is that called? Grandmaster Link. Very smooth surface, very fast surface, but this one is just a tad bit quicker. You know, if I'm trying to be objective here, that's how I feel anyway. Maybe some of you might not agree with me, but this is what I feel about the ESPTIGER. Now the surface is, it has a little bit of a rough surface, not a rough surface like Hien, not the sandpaper kind of rough, but definitely exactly like the Zero. If you're rubbing your elbow, your forearm or your wrist or your palm over it, it feels like a Zero. But it doesn't, like I said, it does not have that scratchy sound that a Zero makes, which is the main reason why I got rid of the my Dai Orange Zero. But yeah, I feel like this is an upgrade over that Zero. If I'm being truthful, this is how I feel about the ESPTIGER. I really like it very much. Now, value for money, my favorite 3 pads right now are the Odin Infinity, the Hayate Otsu, and this one. I like it because, number one, it's not a pour-on. I don't really like pour-on because of that sticky base. Reminds me of the QCK, you know, the QCK very sticky base. My sweat went right through it, and then when I peeled it off the table, the pad completely separated. So the pour-on base kind of reminded me of that feeling, and that's my main reason why I don't prefer not to have a sticky base that sticks to your table. I prefer a rubber base. This one does not move at all, no matter what I do to it. I can shake it around, the whole table will shake, but the pad will stay there. But if I lift it, I think I can move it easily. If I lift both corners, not a problem at all. It's got a Zero surface without feeling the scratchy part, like I said, and you know, that's what I feel. And also the color is very vibrant, it pops. I think for value for money, it is a no-brainer. This is really good value for money. I think for $50 shipped, I think this is better than a Zero. If you're looking for something that does not have a scratchy sound when you swipe your mouse across it, especially on my Zero Extra Soft. You know, if you're using a kind of like a G Pro Superlight that has these thin skids and sharp edges, it does make that scratchy sound, and this completely eliminates it. Now I can show you my Kovacs results. This is the 1 wall 6 target small, and starting from here is when I was using the ESPTIGER. The first 3 days, 1, 2, 3 was with a glorious Model D, and then this onwards was with the G Pro Superlight. And as you can see, I'm not getting like the greatest result, but it is somewhere there along the lines of my best results, so I'm not disappointed with it. This is another scenario, and here is where I started with the ESPTIGER, and the first 3 days were with the, sorry, I have to include this part as well here, this day. And the first 3 days were with the glorious Model D, and the last 4 days were with the G Pro Superlight, and I'm not unhappy with the result. You can see the results are pretty good. They're up there with my best scores, with the fast strafes as well. I hit one of my highest scores with the G Pro Superlight. Today was my last day, not really good score, but I wouldn't say it's bad. Anyway, the first couple of days was with the glorious first day, second day, third day, not very good results. I think maybe that was a little bit unsuitable for this pad because it had the tiger eyes dots. When I switched to the G Pro Superlight, immediately I had really good scores. Today not so good, but yeah, let's move on to the next result, which is this one. And starting from here was my glorious Model D for 1, 2, and 3 days, and then switch over to the G Pro Superlight for the last 4 days. Very average result. I wouldn't say it's really great. I've had better days, but I'm not disappointed. It's okay. Where I did have really good results was this one. Now I didn't add this one to my normal scenarios because this is still pretty new. I've only had started playing this scenario since September, so I don't really have like a long track record, but for the last week with the Tangdao SR, these are my results, and you can see the first day not so good, but I did get better on the second day. This is with a glorious Model D, of course. The first 3 days, glorious Model D, had one of my best results. Switched to the G Pro Superlight, broke my record and have the highest score, and then the last 3 days a little bit of decline, but still very respectable, still very good. I'm still very happy with it. So those are my Kovacs results, and you know, it's up there with my best results, so I'm very happy, and I would definitely recommend the ESPTIGER, especially if you can get it where you come from. It's going to be $20-30 cheaper than an Artisan, and in my opinion performs slightly better than an Artisan Zero, actually slightly better than an Hayate Otsu, but compared to an Artisan Zero, it is definitely going to perform better than an Artisan Zero. Compared to an Hayate Otsu, it is very close with the Hayate Otsu, and that's how I feel about it. But yeah, hope you enjoyed this video, took some useful information about the ESPTIGER Tangdao. If you are looking for if you're searching for this pad and looking to find some information about this pad, I hope this was useful for you. Anyway, thanks for watching. I will see you on the next video. Bye bye.